Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. If you're new here, my name is Mohammed. Welcome to a new video in our series where we are preparing for Elastic Certified Analyst Exam and also uh, learning about Kibana. The first topic we did in the previous video that you will be find it here, or I will put the link of this video as well, so feel free to start from here. There is a good explanation and intro for the certificate and how to dive in this series. In our topic or moving forward, I will do a separate video for each point of the topic, not like the previous one. It took me too long to cover all the point for the search data topic, which is too long video. So now, moving forward, we'll do a small or short videos for each topic. So in this topic, we will or the second topic in our preparation here is visualizing data. So here we will ask or we will see different things about visualization, and we will start with this the first point, which is create visualization that displays pipeline aggregations. Example here, moving average or a custom formula filter ratio. So here we have multiple things. So we have a visualization. We will see a different visualization that we can create using Kibana. We will start discussing about aggregations first and see the definition and what's aggregation mean, and we will see how we use the pipeline of aggregations, and finally we will see the different type of visualization that we can use aggregation or pipeline aggregation to build visualization. With that being said, let's jump to our first thing that I would like to start. So with aggregation. So let's say you never use Elasticsearch, you never use Kibana. Aggregation is a way to summarize our data. So we are collecting logs, we are collecting metrics. You can interact with your logs, you can interact with your metrics from here, for example, from Kibana, but building a visualization or building a dashboard, it will be a way better way to interact with your dashboard. So this is, for example, dashboard for the e-commerce. So instead of seeing your logs or metrics as a logs or as JSONs or as a table, you can build a nice dashboard that answer quickly your questions and also give you an overview about what's happening in your logs or metrics. So aggregation will help us to answer this type of question. For example, if you have during the exam or in your job or your your projects that you want to see the average load time for this website, or let's say you have a few websites and you want to see what's the average, you can use aggregation. Next, for example, who are my most valuable customers? So you can answer this question as well using aggregation. What would be considered a large file? How many products, and so on and so forth. So even in your work or during the day of the exam or even in your preparation, you will have this kind of question as this is, let's say, a basic question, but it will be a little bit complicated than this one. So well, let's understand it first and try to have a few examples that will help you to clarify this the idea of aggregation. Elasticsearch organize aggregation into three categories. We have a metrics, we have a buckets that group documents into buckets, and we have a pipeline where we use different aggregations. So the first, I believe, metric aggregation, it will calculate metrics such as, let's say, sum, average of a field, right? So this is, I think, clear. The second one I have, I have this thing to show you what's the buckets. So let's say this is our index, which is which is their e-commerce. This is the sample that we saw, or we import last video from the from Kibana samples. So you have your logs here, right? So what you have to do here, or what we have here, we have different things, right? So, and I want to create a bucket. So a bucket mean you will group your data based on something. And here, for example, I want to see how many male and female I have, or they bought from my e-commerce platform or website. So we will create this way. We will create two buckets, right? Bucket one is for male. Let's say male, and the second bucket. And the second bucket will be female, right? So this is this is two buckets. Sorry, this is two buckets that I have. Mean here I will put all the, or I will categorize, or I will aggregate the data based on this field, which is a customer gender. So put all the logs, or all the logs that I have here in a bucket and name it male, and the second one in another bucket, name it female, right? So this is this is a bucket. One second, let's go back to documentation. This is when you create your aggregation. During the exam, you will not create it like this, right? But this is what happened behind the scene. We will see in a bit how to use Kibana, but to build your aggregation, but you will not create it as a query. But this is the real query that happening behind the scenes. So you call your index search, and you call the aggregation. You give it a name, and here the type of your aggregation. It can be date histogram, it can be term, it can be filter. We will see a different type of of aggregation that we have. And here you have your field. In our case here, it's customer gender. This will be the result. All right. So now in the exam, or here we saw so far the pipeline, or sorry, the aggregation. Now what they want to say, or what they want to ask you about, let's say what's mean a pipeline aggregation. A pipeline aggregation, it's aggregation of aggregation. So let's say here you create a mail bucket, right? But now you want to see more details. Let's go back to our Elasticsearch. So here, let's say a product category. So here I know I have two buckets, one for male and one for female, and I will put everything here, right? But I want another sub bucket, or another pipeline, aggregation pipeline, where I want you to put in a sub bucket a men's shoes and a men's clothing, like in a separate bucket. So how this will work, it will be something like this. So let me go back, let me go here. So let's say you have the first bucket, which is the male bucket, right? This is the male bucket, and you will create two sub buckets. So here the biggest, this is the parent, and this is the child. So here we will find a male, and here, for example, we will find a sub bucket that contain a male and the clothing, and the second one also it's male, since we are in the parent bucket. So we will find only male male logs, or the logs that contain a male data here, and we will find the sub bucket that contain shoes, right? So this is generally speaking, or this is a high overview about the aggregation. So now how to build the aggregation. So we have discussed this, and we have discussed buckets and sub buckets, or a pipeline aggregation. Now how to build it, right? So to build your visualization, we have two ways. we have something we call it lens. So when we go to visualization, we create a new. So the first one is using lens that we will cover later in other topics, and we have aggregation base. So for the aggregation, we will start from this one. So here, when you choose the aggregation base, during the exam, when they ask you, for example, to create aggregation based visualization, or like the question, they will not tell you to use aggregation and I don't know, create a table or something. So the question will be, or the scenario will be more complicated than that, but this is the logic. So you come, for example, here, you come. Okay, so let's start with the table. It's the easiest one, or we will start with the table. So you click or you choose your type. So we choose the table. After that, you choose from where you want to the data from where it will come. So as you can see here, we have few saved search, and here we have few indices or data view. In our example, we saw in Discover the e-commerce. Let's continue with e-commerce. So when you start, this is the overview of table. So when you select a table, you will have nothing. So you have just a count for the last 7 days, nothing specified here, right? So now we will create a buckets, and we will say buckets is aggregation. So our first aggregation, we will split a row and we will choose. So you see here, we have date histogram, we have date range, we have filter, we have geotile, we have histogram, IP range, and so on and so forth. In our use case, so you have to be comfortable with all the aggregation, because this, the type of the aggregation will help you to answer the question, will help you to build your visualization. So in our case, we can use a filter and we specify male and female, or I can use the terms, right? And we have to choose the field here. So the field, it will be customer gender. So if I just choose aggregation and the field and update, here I will have a table that contain a female and male, and this is the count. This is the number of purchases, or this is the number of logs for each customer gender, right? I did not modify anything. So now let's say in the question, they will tell you, okay, give me just, so by default, it will give you the size, it will give you 5. But they will tell you, for example, give me the top 10, the top 6, top 5, top 2, top 3. So this will help, right? So you have to change the size here. So here is just 2. It doesn't make any sense if I change it here in this example. We can see it in another example, but you get the point. So descending or ascending, also they can ask you to do or to show the result as descending or ascending. So here, and keep in mind, every time you change the something here, you have to click on update. So here it's a switch starting from the from 535 and to the biggest one. So we have other choices that we can use here. For example, let's say we have other documents, but in the gender it's empty. So we can do this, for example, and update. So here it will create, if we don't have for sure, or obviously in this example we don't have, but if we have other document that's missing the customer gender, right? It will be here other, and it will give you here the the value of, or the number of documents that match this new row here. Missing value as well. In the missing value, mean you have here the gender, but here it's empty. It's also you can also implement that, or you can enable this and it will show here. So advanced, sometimes you want to include or exclude a value, right? So here, for example, I did exclude a male and it's automatically excluded. It's the same if I want to include only male. So it's this one will help you to filter your visualization. It will show you, or it will help you to filter what you want to show, right? All right. And this is the JSON input, so it's more advanced, and they will not ask you probably about about the aggregation or to use a JSON here. But include, exclude, and all this, what we saw so far, they will not ask you to use it, but behind the question, like to answer the question, you have to use it, right? To refer to the documentation, for sure, again, during the exam, you will all the time have access to the documentation of Elasticsearch. So again, you have to be comfortable with the documentation. Let's say you forget something, you know how to do it, but you don't remember the syntax, you don't remember the name of the aggregation, you don't remember something. So you have to know where you find your answer in the documentation, and you go quickly and do your search in the in the documentation or in Elasticsearch documentation and get the answer, or get the syntax, or get the name, or get whatever you want to get from there, and go back to the to your exam environment to answer the question. Right. There is another thing that I want to highlight here before we jump to sub aggregation or pipeline aggregation. So here, by default, it will show you in here. It will show you the 10 values or 10 results. You can modify it. You can use more, 5, 10, 20, whatever. And here we have some options that we can use here to show in your table or your visualization. So let's say they ask you to show the count for male and female, and also they ask you to give a total of counts here. So what you have to do, you search here in the total, or you search here for total, you find the total, and the total will be what? It will be the sum, the average, mean, max, count, whatever you want. So you choose your the function here, and you hit run, and it will automatically show you here the result. So let's say you want to, there is other options. Let's say you want to see the percentage of the values here. So you click, and it gives you the percentage of your count here. And there is other options that you can play with. You can enable and see what everyone, or what's every one do, but for now I will just keep it like this, for example. Now there is something else that I want to talk here. So as you can see here, it gives the information, but it's better to show something else, right? Because here by default, if you don't change it here, it will take what you create. So you use the customer gender ascending. So we can change the label here. So I can do customer gender like this, for example, and it will change here. Here count. Also, if you want to change it, you can come here and you change, I don't know, I will do just, I will do, what should we do? Counts, I'll just do, just to show you that we can modify it. I remove it, I keep count. All right, so now what we said, or what we saw previously in our example here, we said, okay, we have created the first bucket, which is male and female based on the gender. Now I want to see based on what they shop, what they buy. Okay, so I can come here, I create, or I split the row again. I choose another again a term, and here I don't remember what's the name of the field. 1 second. Product, maybe. Yeah, product, I think. Product. Let's choose product name. So here is the same with account, with the order, with everything. All right. So here what we have. We have the top 5. So here we have a male, and here we have a female, right? And this is the first bucket. This is this one. This is the biggest bucket, which is a male bucket. And here we have a sub bucket. So based on what? Based on the product name. So here we have, for example, boots, t-shirts, boots, t-shirts, and so on and so forth. So this is the second, or this is the sub bucket. So I'm showing the top 5. So I want here to show the top 10, not top 5. So it will be something like this. So you see we have 10 here, male. And this is the top 10 product names that we have. And as you can see, it shows us another page. So let's say you want to show everything here in one page. So you come here to options, and here increase it. Since we said top 10, so it will be automatically 20, and you update, and it's all the results will be here. So all the results will be here. If it is more, you can increase more, and so on and so forth. Right, so now I want just to show you quickly what happened behind the scene. So here I said, or they are saying here in documentation, that this is the query, but in reality we did not write any query. We just use this visualization to create, or we use this metrics, buckets, and so on and so forth to create our to create our visualization here. But in reality, if you want to see, let's also change this one and go back or continue. So it will be product name, something like this. But again, as I said, so let's say you want to see what's happening behind the scene, or what's the query that we send to Elasticsearch. So you have inspect, view data, you see the requests from here, and you click on request, and you have your requests. So you have 2 aggregation. The first is based on the customer gender, and as you see here, this is a sub aggregation of this. This is, let's say, it's inside this one. If we close, both are inside. So, and this one is inside this one. So the first one, it will give us 2 buckets. I know 2 because I know the data, but here it said give me the 10, or create 10 buckets based on a customer gender, and the result, pass the results in this to this second aggregation, which is like this. We call it a pipeline aggregation. This is the first, this is the second, and we can create another's, and so on and so forth. So we can create other buckets. And the second one, it will be based on this field, which is product name, right? So this is what I want to do. So for sure, you will have to save your visualization. They will ask, or they will give you the name. Like you have to save it as they said. Let's say they will tell you, for example, topic, I don't know, what is this? What is this? Let's say 2.1. Let's just say 2.1. If they ask you to save it in another dashboard, so you have to find, or you will be able to find your dashboard here, or you how to create your dashboard and you call this visualization. We will see everything, don't worry, we will see everything. But for now, we will do it none, mean I will save this visualization in the visualization library and I will find it later. So and also I prefer to use a tag. It will help me later to find quickly our or my visualization. So here as just to add it is table and I will save it. Now let's take the same scenario and do it with other type of visualization. Again, to find your visualization library, you click here on the hamburger or menu here and you go to the visualization and you click on create visualization. Again, you choose the aggregation based visualization and you can choose from here. So let's take pie for now. Choose the same customer. So here it's a donut and we have nothing. We have just the the count that's coming or the logs or the data that's coming for the last or from the last 7 days. We add our bucket, or we have to split it first based on the gender. So split, for sure I will use terms or I can use others. It's based on the question. Here I will choose the gender. Sorry, so this one I will click update and it's automatically show me or splits the pie on two. I have the first one and the second one. So this is the pie. I can also do if you see this, you can click and it will show you. And this one, keep in mind that it's a clickable. When you click, it will create a filter automatically based on the value that you choose. And here I choose female, it creates a filter. It's the same for male. Here in this, I can even click on the three dots to choose, or I can just click here like to change the color if I want to change the color of the type that I have or the gender or whatever the field that I choose here. Now if I want to create or split, let's say this aggregation or split my pie, I also choose, for example, another term. We choose product, right? What was, yeah, product name, for example. All right, so here you have your gender, male, for example, and also here you have we split our pie to other to slices, and here we are showing the products that this gender bought from the last 7 days, right? So if they ask you for the last 24 hour, last month, last day, last 24 hour, so keep in mind, because if you change the date, the result will be changed and probably your answer will be not true or will not be correct. So keep in mind that you also focus on this one as well, like the time range. Options, you can show it as donut or you can remove it, right? So you have, or we have, so for the colors as well, we can change the colors. So we have a lot of options that we can choose, but this is what we have, like the default one. So I hope it's clear for you, but feel free to play with different parameters that we have here. Right, we'll save it. We'll choose another one. So topic 2.1, and this is a pie. Here I save it as a new. I save it here. So I will choose another visualization, or let's create another visualization. As you can see, guys, the two configuration, or the two visualization that we have created. It's already there or here. So as you can see, I will choose boom boom boom. I will choose another one. I will choose a vertical bar, e-commerce. Here we go. I have everything in one bar, so it doesn't show anything. I will increase the range 7 days. We will have more data. So I will split or here the X series, so or the X axis. So I will choose the gender. So here it will split it in a male and female. And if I split, or if I add or if I split the series, I will choose the terms, and I will choose product name. Here we go. You have the product, you have the product name, and we have a few options here that we can for sure modify, or we can for example, this I want to show the value in the bar itself. So as you can see here, showing us the bar or the value in the bar itself. And we have other options that we can use to or we can choose from here. As you can see, so you can modify, you have the flexibility to modify your visualization as you want, or as they ask in the question. So yeah, we save topic 2.1 or new app. All right. Oh, sorry, I already saved it. If I come here to visualization, so when you answer your question, so the first, you have to make sure that you are writing or you understand the logic of the question, which term you choose, which aggregation you choose, if it is pipeline or not pipeline. So you have to answer the logic of the question, or understand the logic of the question. This is the first thing. And the second, you have to make sure that you implement the answer correctly. You choose the right aggregation, you choose the right bucket, or the right sub bucket, and so on and so forth. And after that also you have to choose the right time. And in the end, you have also to make sure that you are saving, because sometimes you implement your visualization and you forget to click on save. And like this, for example, let's say I don't have this one, and I went, or I jumped to the other topic. I will not be able to find the answer here. You implement it and you don't save it. This means you did not answer the question. So you have to make sure also that you answer or you save your answer before you jump to the other question. This is a few, or we have used a few visualization or from the or aggregation based visualization, just to show you the logic. For sure, we will cover others in the next videos. But for now, I hope I clarify something, or I show you how to create a visualization, or the different type of visualization, and how to create aggregation and the pipeline aggregation. In next video, we will cover the other topics, and for sure, we try to cover other visualizations type. With that being said, thank you so much for watching the video. Feel free to leave a comment if you have any question. Meanwhile, I leave my contact in the description of the video if you want to reach out. With that being said, have a good one.